Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to do a quick video on how the dropper for Qakbot malware works. Before we get into the analysis, I wanted to do a shameless plug of my malware analysis course. If you want to learn how to break apart malware in an organized manner where I teach you how to do malware analysis from scratch, do check out the course, link in the description below. With that, let's dive into the analysis. So here I am in my Windows malware analysis virtual machine. I have this flow.txt open in front of me, which shows how the infection of the Qakbot takes place. The HTML drops a zip file by HTML Smuggling. A zip file contains the ISO file. The ISO file contains an LNK file. The LNK file launches calc.exe. The calc.exe sideloads windowscodecs.dll. I will go into a bit more detail about how side loading takes place. And the windowscodecs.dll executes the malicious DLL payload. Let's start off with the analysis of the stage1.html. I will open it in Visual Studio Code. I will press Ctrl+Shift+P to format the document. All right, so once the formatting has taken place, I will save the file and start going down in the file. We see that this is a lot of CSS code basically. And if we come here, we see something interesting. We have this very, very long string here. If we go up, we see that this is in the text section. In fact, sorry, this is in the JavaScript section and the name of the variable is .text. I'll take a copy of this variable first. We also see something interesting here. We see a zip file name here, which is txrtn whatever.zip file. And we see a whole lot of JavaScript code as well. So let us first start off with the analysis of this base64 text. I will open up Chrome and open up CyberChef. Put this text in CyberChef and convert this from base64. When we convert this from base64, we can see this header pk dot, and we put our mouse here. We can see that this has been identified as a pk zip file. So I'll save the zip file. I will say qakbot.zip. Open up the downloads folder and take a copy of the qakbot.zip and put it in our malware folder on the desktop here. All right, and let me rename this to stage2.zip. Now I will try to extract the zip file, and the zip file requires a password. Now let's go back to our HTML file and look for a password. So I'll Control F here and I will say password. And here we see something interesting. We see document password : NBSP. This is basically HTML characters, but we see the password here, ABC321. So let us use that to extract this file, ABC321. Press OK, and the file is extracted. If we go into the stage2 folder, we have another folder 2518. Inside that, we have our zip file. So we are here. We have extracted the ISO file from the zip file. Now let's right click on this. We can choose to mount it, but instead I will try to extract it with 7-zip. So extract to this. That is fine. Leave this here. ISO contains .lnk file. So let us open this and we can see this ISO contains an lnk file. If I select view and I will say file extensions, it should show me that this is an lnk file. Anyways, for some reason it is not. But if you look at this, we see that this lnk file tries to launch cmd.exe/q/c calc.exe, and this is the calc.exe which is present inside this folder. Now let's analyze this and try to understand what this calc.exe is doing. I will take a copy of this calc.exe and put it on the desktop here. And I will minimize this. We will continue the investigation there. First, we will try to analyze what is going on here. So if we double click on this calc.exe, we see that nothing happens. Let us open up procmon. All right. So this starts automatically gathering events. I will stop this for a bit, clean up, and start the capture again. And I will run calc.exe now. I will stop the capture and I will go to filter and I will say process name contains calc, add, apply. Okay. Now we can see that calc started. Now the indication for DLL side loading, which is how it loads windowscodecs.dll, is that we will see DLL files being loaded with name not found. So we can see a lot of name not found here. So we can start going down, but the easier way is to add another filter here. We can say that the path ends with DLL, add, apply. Okay. And now we can see a lot of these DLLs here. We can go up and we can see from the start, a lot of DLLs are there, but when we come to here, we see windowscodecs.dll name not found. Now, this is the analysis that the threat actors do. They analyze the executables and try to find a DLL which is being loaded by the executable which is currently not present on disk, and then they will create a malicious copy of this DLL and ship it alongside the application. This is basically how DLL side loading works. So let me close this and let me go back to our Qakbot folder. And we have already analyzed all these things. We can go to stage 2 over here. We know that this lnk file starts calc.exe. Calc.exe basically loads windowscodecs.dll. So let's try to identify what windowscodecs.dll does. Open up Ghidra. Create a new project on the desktop in the Qakbot folder. And I will name it Qakbot-_1. The project is Qakbot-_1. Finished. I will import a file. On the desktop, I'll go to the Qakbot folder in stage 2 2518 and I will open up windowscodecs.dll. Press OK here and press OK. Double click on windowscodecs.dll. Yes. Analyze. Maximize this. Open up the exports, go to the entry function, and we start analyzing this entry function. We can see that local 24 is being assigned some value, then local 20 is being assigned some value. Let me double click on this and we can see that this looks like some hex. But if I go to the data and go to char, we can see this is actually 1 and 0. And if we right click on this, we change this to char as well. 1027. And this one is 5 and 5. So 102755. Go here, change this to char as well. 102755 dot DLL. So we can basically see that this is the name of the DLL, which we see here, 102.755.dll, and this is basically local 24. We can see that this is being assigned here. Local 24 is being assigned into local 280, concatenated into local 280, and we can change this into one variable basically. So we go retype the variable here and we say char, and we can say how many are there, 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. So we can say char 24 and press OK here, and we can see all these characters are now being assigned an array here. All right, and this one as well, we can convert this to char. So local 24 contains the name of the DLL, so we can rename this as well. So rename this variable var underscore DLL name. And if we start going down, we see that there is output debug string. That's fine. We see that the environment variable and is being fetched, and this environment variable is basically system root. So this will give the name of the path of the Windows directory, and this will be assigned inside local 280. We see that get current process is being called, and this process is being checked if this is a 64-bit process, right? And based on that, the path changes into system32 or syswow64, and then that path is being concatenated with red server 32, and after that the name of the DLL as well. After that, we can see that there are certain flags being set up, and eventually create process is being called. All right, so what is happening is that create process is being called with the path, which is something like C Windows system 32 reg svr 32, and then the name of the DLL, which is 102.755.dll. We can also further confirm this in x64dbg. So let's do that very quickly. I will minimize this. I will open up Qakbot folder, go to stage 2 2518, drag and drop this file windowscodecs.dll on x32dbg. Press play once, and we should be here at windowscodecs.dll. Here we can see the assignments taking place, and here we can already see that the name of the DLL file is there, 102.755.dll. We can see that system root is being called, and we start going down, we should see that a process is being launched via create process. So let's put a breakpoint here and let's start going down step by step. So we keep on going down, and we should see that this variable should have 102.755.dll. And if we start going down, we have output debug string. That's fine as well. If we keep on going down further, we have get environment variable with system root, which should give us the path of c:\windows. We can see that here as well. And if we start going down, we see get process, and then over here is where we will see the full process path being created. c:\windows syswow64, and then we'll have the path of red server 32, and after that we should have the name of the DLL being appended to it. So we see 102.755.dll. And over here we should see create process being called as well. See, push edx and the create process is being called. Here the final payload of Qakbot.dll is being launched. So I think we have tried to understand enough of how this dropper launches. So this was a short video on how we will do the analysis of the dropper of Qakbot. Thank you very much for your time, and I hope to see you in the next video.